GSN's got games to play every day. Catch a game and you know you have GSN.
Exciting game between Mark and Bruce. 3 boxes left on the board. Mark, the categories that show up might decide who wins and who loses this game. We shuffle. Ancient history, the 40s, and famous movies, Mark. $3,000 we're playing for now.
All right, Wink. For the block, I'll try ancient history.
For a block on ancient history, answer this, Mark. This fabulous city stood on the banks of the Euphrates River and was the site of the biblical Tower of Babel and an ancient wonder known as the Hanging Gardens. For a block, name the city.
Babylon?
Yes, that's right. For a block, Babylon. Looked like you had a question mark in your mind on that one. We put an X there for a block. The circle getting tighter, obviously. We're down to a couple of boxes. The categories appearing in those boxes will decide what happens in this game. Let's shuffle. Bruce.
About words.
About words. Bottom right-hand corner of the board, you're trying to block Mark. Bruce, if you answer this correctly, you'll block him, and we'll have a second tie. Today, this word describes the amount of money which a person earns from his job. It's derived from a Roman tradition of paying a legionnaire's wages in salt. For a second tie, Bruce, name this word.
Salary.
Yes, that's right, for a tie game. So we put an O there for a tie, add another $200 to the pot, and we have in the pot $3,400. Bruce, sounded like that was almost a question to me. You said salary?
Salary?
Was that a guess, or was it just the first thing that came to your mind?
If you hadn't said salt, I never would have gotten it.
Yeah,
Salt,
salary. It's
salt.
originally called salt money, yeah. So we have a tie game, and we're going to start again with 9 new categories, and the pot will continue to grow from $3,400. Take a look. Here are the subjects. Fads and follies, famous buildings, television roles, Jacks and Johns, maps of nations, foods, boxing, spelling, and a secret category. That could be any category at all. Remember, a correct answer there doubles the pot. Could really jump up there in a hurry. Mark, as our champion, where would you like your first X to be placed?
I think I'll take a real gamble here, Wink, and start with the secret category in the lower right.
The secret category in this instance, Mark, is famous historians. Answer this question and the pot will double to $6,800. Mark, here is the question. The 18th century historian, Edward Gibbon, wrote a monumental historical opus about the decline and fall of an ancient empire. According to its title, which empire?
Roman.
Yes, the decline and fall of the Roman Empire. And the pot is now worth $6,800 as we put an X there. Let's move the categories around. Bruce, you select.
Maps of nations in the center.
In the center, maps of nations. This will add $300 to the pot if you answer it correctly, Bruce. First, take a look at this map of the Mediterranean. The ancient capitals of these 2 countries bore the name of famous conquerors. First, Bruce, name the country whose former capital was named for Constantine the Great. And then, name the country whose former capital was named for Alexander the Great. Here's your extra time. The ancient capitals of these 2 countries bore the name of famous conquerors, Bruce. First, name the country whose former capital was named for Constantine the Great.
Turkey.
Right. Secondly, name the country whose former capital was named for Alexander the Great.
Egypt.
Right. Good for an O in the center box and another $300 in the pot. Let's shuffle the categories around now. Pot now worth $7,100. Mark?
Okay, Wink, I think I'll try the lower left, fads and follies.
Fads and follies, the category. This is the question. In the early 60s, this female doll became $1 million enterprise for Mattel Toys. She has an extensive wardrobe, a sister named Skipper, and a boyfriend named Ken. Name her.
Barbie.
Right. Good for an X. Another $200 in the pot. Let's shuffle. Pot now worth $7,300 and getting bigger with every correct answer, Bruce.
About to get bigger, I hope. Secret category to block.
Secret category is tall tales, Bruce. Answer this question correctly and the pot will double to $14,600. Here's the question. According to the tales of many old sailors, This man keeps an undersea locker in which to store the spirits of drowned mariners. For a block, and to make that pot worth an incredible $14,600, name him.
Davy Jones.
Right! Good for a block. Put an O there. And increase the pot to $14,600. Y'all don't mind if I take a break, do you? Let's move the categories around. Let's shuffle. Mark, it's your turn again.
Okay, I will try the block with maps of nations.
All right, Mark, to block him, take a look at this map of South America. This republic is famous for its coffee and is the only South American country which faces both the Caribbean and the Pacific Ocean. For a block, name it.
Colombia.
Yes, for a block, put an X there. And another $200 in a growing pot. 4 boxes left on the board from which to select. Bruce, as we shuffle. Select from maps of nations, famous buildings, fads and follies, and television roles.
Let's try TV roles.
Television roles for another $200 to the pot. Bruce, this popular television actor starred as James West in The Wild Wild West, as Tom Topaka in Hawaiian Eye, and as Pappy Boyington in Baba Black Sheep. Name him.
Conrad.
Yes, Robert Conrad. Another O on the board, if you please. Another $200 in the pot. You're now playing for $15,000 in cash. There are 3 boxes left. The categories that show up now might decide who wins and who loses. Let's shuffle. Mark.
Okay, Wink, for the block, I'll try Jackson Johns.
To block Bruce, to keep this game going, Mark, answer this. His first 2 names were John Pierpont, but was better known by the initials JP. He headed one of America's largest financial empires. For a block of Bruce, give me his last name.
Morgan.
Yes, J.P. Morgan. Good for a block. Another X goes on the board. $15,200 in the pot. 2 boxes are left. Bruce, you can select as we shuffle from these 2 subjects.
Jackson Johns.
Jackson Johns, again, to block Mark. Bruce, answer this. You'll block Mark, and we'll have a 3rd tie game. The 2nd president of the United States had John as a first name. For a 3rd tie with Mark, and to make the pot $15,400, name him.
Adams.
Right, John Adams. And we have another tie game. So, Mark and Bruce, we have another tie. We're going to be playing for $15,400 in cash as we get another game underway shortly on Tic Tac Toe. We'll be back right after these words. For our next Tic Tac Toe and see how they do in their next game. Bye-bye, everybody.
Look who's winning on GSN.
I won!